Electric cars are gaining rapid traction in the transportation market. They're so influential that they have become political tokens. Supporters argue that investing in them and in battery technology will help reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. Haters do their thing with the Department of Energy for giving loans to battery and car companies, while state legislatures pass laws that ban Elon Musk's Tesla from bypassing influential local dealers and selling its vehicle directly to consumers. Well, the backlash reached a new level when Georgia's lawmakers passed a new transportation law that ends the state's generous $5,000 tax credit for electric vehicles and instead brings a new $200 registration fee on people who already own them. The governor, Nathan Deal, hasn't signed the law yet, but is expected to do so. This is kind of awful.
Well, it's certainly awful for anyone who's got an electric vehicle.
Yes.
That is for sure. It's pretty amazing. I mean, a couple years ago, we were lauding the electric vehicle and saying, everyone get one of these bad boys. And now everyone's sort of pulling back and saying, well, actually, maybe we are not going to be quite as supportive. It's an interesting thing what it does to the environmental lobby, yes, right? Because on the one hand, they're supportive of the electric vehicles, but as you and I were talking about earlier, the batteries for these electric vehicles have a lot of downsides themselves. So it's not so black and white.
It's not. And just to give a clear picture, electric cars only amount to 3% of monthly sales of the cars. But here's the thing. What they're arguing is that now electric car users don't pay any money for any gas. And what's going on? They're not paying for the tax that it's imposed for the use of the roads. So different states like Washington State, Virginia, they've come up with registration fees to kind of cover the cost of the use of the road, which I find fair. But at the same time, you don't want to depress something that is creating a new way to transport people, individuals, and cargo that is cleaner to the environment in terms of emissions.
Right, and another point that we had discussed was that, of course, people tend to be, those who have these electric vehicles, tend to be a little wealthier. And so they're
Especially if you have a Tesla.
Well, yeah, oh my God, if you have a Tesla, man, you are living really well.
Yeah, but that's the point, exactly, because most of the drivers, they're driving entry-level cars, you know, F-150s,
right,
Camrys, commuter cars,
right,
that drive plenty of hundreds of miles versus these rich people on Teslas that can afford to pay the taxes for the use of the road, but they're bypassing them by not using gas. Another interesting thing is they're saying, yes, okay, let's pay our fair share of the use of the road, but you can't give us a flat rate because it's based on the use of the road. So Oregon in 2013 implemented a pilot program that they put a device in your car that measures your miles, and then that device gives the amount of miles that you can deduct in your taxes, the amount of tax for the road use, which I find something fair, maybe expensive to implement nationwide, and that's the other problem.
Right.
The way the tax is collected at the federal level and then redistributed to the states. And some of the states are trying to figure out how to balance that situation. But we want to know, what do you think? Do you think that electric cars should be supported even more so, or it's about time for them to pay their fair share of the use of the road? Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the Lib TV 2.